Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series, and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome in here, race fans, tonight to the Texas Motor Speedway. Tonight, the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series back out onto the Speedway with just 2 races left this season right here at Texas. And, well, they say everything's bigger in Texas, and that may be true until the Checkered Flag flies tonight. 8 drivers are in the playoffs still. 1 driver's already punched his ticket. That driver that picked up the big W last week, that is James Skellin. He'll race for another championship in Martinsville. 7 drivers are still undecided who will make themselves known at Martinsville. Will Max Terrell, Michael Trevarthen, Zach Mitchell hang on to those 4 spots, or maybe DJ Anderson, Jeffrey Souza, Jason Wells, or Sean Butler, who had some disappointing finishes last week, come back strong here and lock themselves in directly to Martinsville. Qualifying is over here tonight. Our poll is set here tonight in Texas. Let's see if we can head down trackside here tonight and get our starting lineup. This is your starting lineup here tonight. Starting on the front row, driving car number 88 needs to have a good race here tonight. This is the 88 of Sean Butler. Starting in P number 2, driving car number 42. This will be the Storm from the north of Max Terrell. Starting back into P number 3 here tonight, driving car number 51 out of Virginia. This is DJ Anderson. And starting back and forth, driving car number 2 for the Rev Esports Group. This is Michael Trevarthen. Driver out of Tennessee, driving the Echo Hawk Motorsports number 62. This is Ethan Troutman. Starting in 6th out of South Carolina, he's locked himself in. He's punched his ticket to Martinsville. It's car number 86 of James Skelton. Driver out of South Carolina, driving the Full Throttle Motorsports, number 01. This is Richard Murdoch. He'll start 7th. Dalton Williamson, car number 61 of the Rev Esports Group. He'll go 8th. Head out the driver out of Massachusetts, driving car number 14. This is Brian Bianchi. Back into the 10th spot out of Wisconsin, driving car number 43. The Strano Brothers Racing 43. This is Joe Strano. Norman, Oklahoma is where this driver calls home. He drives car number 19. This is Travis Minto. He'll roll off position number 11. Out of Ohio, driving car number 17. Old Tim Combs will start car number 17 and 12th. And Brandon Minto, who's right now residing in Texas, driving car number 5 with the United States Air Force. Minto will start 13th on the grid. It's the alien of Jason Wells. He'll go 14th on the starting lineup. And the old Granny Hips Walkers and Canes entry out of Massachusetts, driving car number 13. Joshua Buckley will go 15th. 16th will go to the Hipster, the number 973 of Philly Edwards. He'll go 16th. The Bragg Motorsports number 31 will go in 17th as the Canadian Bacon Eater out of Ontario, Canada, driving car number 45. This is Tim Williams starting in 18th here tonight. Brandon Feeney also hailing out of Ontario, Canada. 3 Canadians in a row here, starting back into the 19th spot, though that is Brandon Feeney. And starting 20th, that is car number 4 of Jeffrey Souza. He is in the championship hunt yet, but the question is for how long. Back in 21st here tonight, Chris Hammett driving car number 6. He'll start 21st. Rob Higgins in the Higgins Hill Racing. Checkered flag, all display number 40 will go 22nd, 23rd here tonight on the grid. This driver hailing out of Alabama, driving car number 59. This is Bruce Potter. Kevin O'Brien out of Australia will start 24th, while Bob Higgins in the checkered flag, all display number 30 will go 25th. Then it's Tony Strano back into 26th position here tonight, and rounding out our 27 car field, that is Zach Mitchell, and it does look like the Mitchell entry having some problems here tonight. We'll see if he can make it back out onto the grid. iRacing.com safety car is off. The race here in Texas is going to be on right there at the line as the cars come into the screen here tonight. Put 90 laps on the board here. Let's see who will find their way to Martinsville. "26 drivers looking to come out of turn number 2. One driver will be able to have the race lead. Who will it be? Drag race down the back straightaway. Down into corner number 3 for the first time here tonight at Texas. It is the 88 of Sean Butler who will squirt ahead to the race lead. Butler with the race lead as they exit turn number 4. He'll lead lap number 1 here tonight as he leads Max Terrell. Both those drivers need to have themselves a good run here tonight. Sean Butler pretty much needs to win this race here tonight to advance himself to Martinsville. Here comes the 42 of Max Terrell, though Butler opens up the inside door. Here comes Max Terrell. He'll poke the nose down into turn number 3. Butler's going to give him the inside lane if he wants it here. So Butler leaving it open, but not going to have anything to do with it. Battle just behind them. That's the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen. Trevarthen, one of those drivers that are inside the cut line coming into the night, and where he runs, he would advance, but man, there's still a lot of racing left to go. First 2 laps tonight, though, do go to the driver out of Ohio, driving car number 88 is Sean Butler. Number 2 of Michael Trevarthen right now stuck to the outside there. That is the battle for the 4th and 5th position. It'll be James Skelton picking up position number 4 that time down there in turn number 3 and 4. Michael Trevarthen will fall back. He'll fall back into the clutches of his teammate. That's the 61 of Dalton Williamson as the battle for the race lead into turn number 1 after 3 laps completed here tonight out of the 90 scheduled. Max Terrell will now take the race lead as he goes down into turn number 1. He'll exit turn number 2 and drive by Big Hoss on the back straightaway. He'll have the race lead. So it's now Max Terrell, Sean Butler, your front 2 with DJ Anderson, James Skelton back there sitting in P number 4. Michael Trevarthen still holding on to the top 5 there as Dalton Williamson is behind him. Then it's old Mr. Foundation, the driver out of South Carolina, driving the Adventure in Pixel 01. Murdoch sitting back there, starting 7th on the grid here tonight, still sitting currently in that 7th spot. So he has himself a pretty solid handful of laps here underneath that Chevrolet. See if he can start to move his way to the front. One driver that has not been able to get up to song and dance here tonight, has not had himself a good couple of laps here. That's the body armor, number 62, the driver out of Tennessee of Ethan Troutman. He has fallen back currently 6 spots as that number 64 of Jason Wells goes to the inside. The alien starting to make some hay here in the early going. He is up already 4 spots inside the top 10 as now the 62 continues to battle back onto the outside of things. Troutman not going to roll over. He is not just going to give this spot to that 64. Inside lane, though, around turns 1 and 2 is the better way to go. As you see, the 64 will edge ahead. Now here comes that Ping Chevrolet. That Ping Chevrolet out of Norman, Oklahoma of Travis Minto was able to pick up a podium finish a couple of weeks ago with his modified. Actually, I believe that was actually at the Talladega Super Speedway. My correction. Jimmy the stat guy always yelling in my ear. So Minto currently sitting into the 11th spot now after he got back around Tim Combs. And Tim Combs supporting some brand new colors. Busch Beer hopping on board. And we can tell you we drank a couple of those Friday night with a couple drivers here from the iRacing.com platform after our, 40-hour work week. That's right. I said 40. We made it all week. There you see the golfer out of Ohio. Just behind them, though, there's a couple of drivers side by side. Car number 5 of Brandon Minto currently sitting there in car number 5. That would be the battle for right now, the 14th and the 15th position. Right behind them, they got Tim Williams in car number 45. Out ahead of them, Joshua Buckley and the Granny Hips Walkers and Kane Chevrolet. Everybody you see inside the top 15 has gone single file as they work down the back straightaway here. Good run off into the corner by Chris Hammett that time down in turns 3 and 4. Good run. We'll see if that continues on here. New fastest lap here for one driver. That was Wells posting his fastest lap here on lap number 9 as he came across the stripe. One driver did not get to take to the grid here tonight. That was the driver of car number 24, Zach Mitchell. And it's unfortunate for the driver of car number 24. Zach Mitchell came in on the cut line here tonight. He was 12 points above DJ Anderson and Jeffrey Souza, who were tied for that 5th position. So Zach Mitchell, who found himself coming into the night, will now, unfortunately, as the laps click off here, his chances of advancing to Martinsville to run for a championship here with Red Light Racing looks like it might dwindle away here. I say Mike because we're going to complete lap number 11, and that's still a lot of laps out here tonight. The driver of that MK Medic number 42 continuing to lead the way. There is car number 42 as he comes back across the stripe. Max Terrill will lead another one here. Came in second, so he is sitting good. If we ended it right now, he would punch his ticket virtue of picking up the big W here tonight. Tim Williams looking to the inside now here on Brandon Minto. Not going to quite be able to get it. The get upside Chevrolet holds on to the spot, bumping the oldest driver of the league back to 16th. But for how long? Because here comes that Rev Esports number 45, the Platinum RV and Services entry. Back down to the inside in turns number 1 and 2. Will he be able to hold on to it? He'll pull even that time out of turn number 2. A great run here for him. Down to the inside in turn number 3. He'll actually slide up as Minto was expecting it. Minto tried to cross back underneath, was not able to. Well, getting passed along out there, tuning in here tonight as we continue to watch the battle of Tim Williams trying to work his way, slicing and dicing through the field. He'll pick off Joshua Buckley. We see that Zach Mitchell out there in chat tonight, unfortunately, letting us know that his internet went out, and that is unfortunate. We hate to see that. Remember, all these drivers here tonight competing in Red Light Racing are racing from their homes. Their race shops, their basements, their man caves, the office, wherever they have their computer, they are dialed in virtually. I say dialed in, this might date myself just a little bit there for everybody tuning in. But, so his internet not playing nice here tonight. Might relegate him to outside the championship 4. There's the 17, Tim Combs in that orange Bush entry, looking to the inside of the body armor. He'll get tight and he'll have to check up. Minto had to check up also. That's Travis Minto in the pink Chevrolet. He had to check up. That'll allow the Winn-Dixie number 6 of Chris Hammett. The youngster had himself a heck of a season once again here. Is not battling inside the top 8 for a championship berth to the final 4. But still a great season for the youngster that's getting ready to put his car together for real racing down in the Virginia area. Going to do a little bit of traveling this season. As one driver that got a little tight. That was car number 19 that time. Travis Minto got tight on turn 4. He went up into the outside wall. Just a little bit of a scrape off that right rear quarter panel. Also the 45 of Tim Williams went right in the tire tracks. Murdoch closing in on the top 5 here. He's picked up a spot, bumping Dalton Williamson back 1. Now the driver of the Adventure in Pixel 01 trying to work underneath. See if he can get a good run down the front straightaway here and close in on that Ford Mustang driven by Michael Trevarthen. That green and black Rev Esports car. '61 of DJ Anderson a little lower on the banking. That battle still going on back there, though. Tim Combs trying to get underneath the body armor entry once again. So Troutman continuing to drop positions here tonight. There you see Combs. There you see Troutman in car number 62. He's fallen back 7 spots since the drop of the green flag. There's only one other driver out there that's had a little bit of a rougher start than him, and that's car number 14, the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe, number 14 of Brian Bianchi. There you see Bianchi qualified inside the top 10. He's already back to the 17th running spot. So maybe they put in a long run setup for both those drivers here tonight. They just have not come in. You're watching the battle back here between two drivers that never say die, they never give up. That's the Liquid Molly K1 Graphics entry of Brandon Feeney. There you see him and his Chevrolet. It looks like he's been into the outside wall a time or two. Maybe he got a little tight out of turn number 4, as he did pick up that spot there from Philly Edwards, the hipster Canadian beer drinker. He's not from Canada. He just likes his Labatt Blue that he says he can never find back home. Edwards, one of those Rookie of the Year driver contenders this season. He is the only Rookie of the Year here tonight in the field. So he will be credited with the Checkered Flag Auto Supply highest running rookie here tonight by default. So congratulations, Philly Edwards. The Road Rage Accessories, number 43, trying to go around the outside here on Wells. Trying to follow in Dalton Williamson's footsteps currently is the 43. There you see Joe Strano on the outside, making the outside work. Pit stops, though, are starting as here comes the Flowertown Animal Hospital, number 86 of James Skelton. He will peel his way to pit road here on lap number 22. He'll be the first driver to come to pit road tonight. So will this bring a lot of the other drivers? Nobody else has come to pit road. Max Terrell still out front here, and he's got a sizable lead, almost 2.5 seconds for your race leader of Max Terrell. Let's see if he comes to pit road this time by. He will not. He'll keep the ponies wound up underneath that Ford Mustang, and he'll lead another one here tonight at the stripe. Skelton gonna take a pit stop here, 10.5 seconds in his box, so that looks like 2 tires and fuel for the driver of car number 86. He'll make his way back out onto the raceway. Maybe he's trying to run this race backwards here, so 2 tires now and a full tank of fuel will allow them to put another full tank of fuel on a little bit later on, but put 4 tires on and be faster at the end of this race. You see the 2 tires already playing a big factor there as here comes car number 6. That'll put a couple drivers back to pit road, as that'll be Chris Hammett coming to pit road. Here comes Tim Combs, Travis Minto, and your race leader of Max Terrell. So now pit road's starting to get busy. We'll see if they put on 2 tires or do they put on 4 tires here tonight. Do they chase the cat in the hat driving car number 86 here tonight, or do they come up with their own strategy? We'll see how this all plays out. There's the race leader once again. Here, Sean Butler led the first 3 laps of the evening before the 42 of Max Terrell got around him. It's going to be a 4-tire stop for the 86s. Oh, they're going to go 3 wide and a B. James Skelton running on Richard Murdoch. He'll pinch Murdoch off corner number 2. It was 3 wide down in turns number 1 and 2. It put the 64 Wells to the inside with Murdoch to the outside. Barely enough room to stick that Toyota Supra's nose in there, but Skelton made it work. He put it in there and he made the pass. So we'll see. I'm looking at it right now. Everybody else has taken on 4 tires and fuel when they all came to pit road. So this should put James Skelton out front here tonight. He'll get around the 51 of DJ Anderson. Anderson currently running back into P number 2. Sean Butler is still your race leader. He's still about 2 seconds. Actually, correction, not 2 seconds. Maybe he's sitting about 1.5 seconds up. Not even anymore, as that continues to really drop as, the 86 is setting some fast times. That's why the timing and scoring is looking as jumbled as it is with everybody on pit road. And then the 86 so much faster out there than everybody else. Last time by, it was a 30.8 second lap for James Skelton. That was after coming out for 2 laps already on those tires. Your race leader, Sean Butler, a 32.15 last time by, so just over 2 seconds faster with those new tires for James Skelton. See if anybody comes to pit road. Oh, yellow flag is out. Yellow flag is out, and I'm being told it is that driver. The 45, Tim Williams, the Canadian bacon eater here tonight. has gone around to bring out the caution lights here on lap number 28. What happened to Tim Williams is what we're trying to figure out. James Skelton just unlapped himself, so... Or did he? We're waiting for the timing and scoring. He did. He will be credited with unlapping himself as you see the 45 down around the apron. Trying to limp his Chevrolet back to pit road. Now it looks like he grabs a gear and goes. This is what happened as he is coming out of pit road. Just lost it down on the apron, nosed it into the tire barrier, 360 up into the racetrack. There goes Tim Combs. Listen to it on board. And Joshua Buckley barely being able to squeeze his way through there. So that I have some drivers coming to pit road and some drivers will stay out. There you see it. Drivers that are down on pit road: Sean Butler, DJ Anderson, Ethan Troutman. The race off pit road will go to the 88, though, of Butler. 4 tires and fuel for him. He'll be out as the race leader. Looks like James Skelton, who did put on only right side tires, now comes down here under the caution flag. He'll put left side tires on and he'll fire that machine back off out onto the raceway. So he is on the lead lap. So the first caution flag of the evening flying here tonight in our Cup race. 8 drivers enter tonight. 4 drivers will advance to race for a championship. James Skelton knows he is locked into the next round, so he does not have to worry about where he finishes here tonight. But everybody else, all 8 of those drivers will have to worry. We know one driver is officially eliminated here tonight. That's the driver, car number 24, of Zach Mitchell. He did not make the call to the grid as his internet dropped out on him. So, Skelton's locked in. Max Terrell, Michael Trevarth, and Zach Mitchell is out. DJ Anderson now gets slotted up into that final transfer spot in tonight. Souza, Wells, currently out. Butler right there as he is considered the race leader, I do believe. Yep, scoring is going to update. That is the race leader there, car number 88. All-time winningest driver, all-time winningest championship driver, also has the most championship trophies with Red Light Racing. Trying to see if he can lock himself in and have another one. Driver that's having a big night here tonight, car number 4, Jeffrey Souza, the driver out of Somerset, Massachusetts, trying to put himself into a transfer spot if he can here tonight. He's currently being scored up 14 spots from where he started here tonight. He's running in the 6th spot, so he has had himself on the big move. Along with car number 40 of Rob Higgins. See the driver out of the Checkered Flag Auto Supply entry. See him back there, the all-black Chevrolet, as he comes into our screen. He's also one of those drivers that has picked up 14 spots. And this driver, who it's normally his fault, car number 3, Tony Strano, the Victory Junction Gang number 3 out of the Strano Brothers Racing. He's picked up 15 spots, so he actually holds currently the biggest mover of the race. Max Terrell had to come back down pit road. Unexpected stop for him. Now more of your race leaders coming down here. They're going to top off the fuel tanks, I do believe. Here comes your race leader, Sean Butler, DJ Anderson, Ethan Troutman, James Skelton, and Brandon Feeney. They're all going to come down this time as they're going to get the one to go. They're going to have to start a little bit deeper into the field. So your race leader, I do believe, should be that driver right there. See the 64 of Wells there. You see the 01 of Richard Murdoch. So it should be Wells, Murdoch, Bragg, Souza, Tony Strano, Rob Higgins, Max Terrell. Then the drivers that all came to pit road. The 88 of Sean Butler, DJ Anderson, Ethan Troutman, James Skelton, Brandon Feeney. All on the current lead lap. Looking at it currently, scoring 23 cars, I believe, on our lead lap here tonight. We'll see if all 23 can stay on the lead lap. Bruce Potter did get the lucky dog under that caution flag. So it'll be 31 laps completed here tonight in the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series here tonight, presented by Red Light Racing. We're at the Texas Motor Speedway. iRacing.com, pace car off the racing surface. Here we go. Wells coming back into the restart zone. See the big train down around the bottom. That's because of everybody coming to pit road. Only 3 rows on that outside lane when we took the green flag, and it'll be Jason Wells as the race leader. So Wells squirts down the back straightaway as the race leader. There's Dave Bragg now as he'll lurk to the inside of the 0-1 of Richard Murdoch. Murdoch a little tail happy that time down in turn number 3. Was able to gather it up and keep his right foot in it. So Murdoch will hold P number 2 as Wells led that time by at the green flag. It's Souza, it's Terriel, your top 5. Then it's going to be Tony Strano, Sean Butler. Butler, look at him. He's worked his way underneath the number 3 of Tony Strano, so now move Butler, who came down pit road, topped off. He's already up into the 6th position and digging for more. DJ Anderson also trying to come along with that Valvoline number 51, the driver out of Virginia. Here comes now Ethan Troutman. He'll look down to the bottom. That hole just keeps opening up. Tony Strano, who came down to lap number 29, not able to get down to the bottom side of the speedway. I don't believe he's pushing his equipment right now all the way to the fullest. Maybe trying to save a little bit for a little bit longer of a run here tonight. We've already seen a 28-lap run to start this race, and green flag pit cycles right in the middle of that caution flag. See the number 40 of Higgins down to the bottom side. He just got passed by the 45 of Tim Williams, but I don't believe that was a battle for position. It was not. Now that spot, though, will go to the 86 of James Skelton. So move Skelton back up inside the top 10 after he came back to pit road. He's on a little bit of a mixed match tires. Mixed match tires. Say that 10 times. I can't even say it once. Now here comes Michael Trevarth, and he'll go to the inside. He's going to bring along that Winn-Dixie Ford of Chris Hammett. They'll make their way past, and here comes now the number 5, Brandon Minto, coming around Higgins. Higgins might be driving with a Busch beer in his hand right now. I'm not quite sure, but he's stuck to the outside groove. Everybody pretty much has gone single file now through the entire field except for these two. Souza's trying to make his way around car number 31. That's Dave Bragg. Souza being scored up 16 spots now. Tony Strano still being scored 17 spots up. So those are the 2 biggest movers, except then it falls to your race leader of Jason Wells. He has picked up currently 13 spots. That's all he can actually pick up, as now he is the race leader. Higgins continuing to shed positions. There goes the 19 of Minto. There goes Bianchi. Here comes Tim Combs. Maybe he'll throw a Busch beer at him as he drives on by. Battle for the race lead is starting to shape up nicely. Let's take a look on board with our Checkered Flag Auto Supply on board camera with Jason Wells. Wells getting pressure. Here comes Murdoch. Old Dick Doc going to get a little loose that time down on the painted white line in 3 and 4. He'll slip up the track. He'll lose about 2, 3, almost 4. Call it 5 now car lengths at the end of the straightaway. So your top 3 right there as they go by the picture. Wells, Murdoch, Terriel, Souza, Bragg, your top 5. Sean Butler not able to make up that much ground. Maybe he's back here saving a little fuel. He was the race leader when we were starting all this green flag pit cycles. after the 42 came to pit road, which was Max Terriel, and then the caution flag flying. As everybody now on a little bit different strategy, all within about, I'll call 7 to 8 laps of each other on the tire differences. We'll see how that plays out in the long run and who has to come to pit road first here tonight on our second long run of the evening if we get to those green flag pit cycles. Been back racing now, 10 laps, this time by at the line. Here comes car number 43, the Road Rage Accessories number 43. As none other than Joe Strano. Right behind him is going to be the number 3 of Tony Strano. So the Strano Brothers Racing Stable is currently running in 12th and 14th. There you see the get upside Buffalo Wild Wings Miller Light entry of Brandon Minto. Right now being stationed over there in Texas with the U.S. Air Force, maybe old Flyboy here. They're parking in Victory Lane, virtually, I guess you can call it his virtual home track here currently on iRacing. Pass, though, here comes Skelton's getting passed actually by Hammett, so Hammett continuing to be on the move here tonight. There you see the Winn-Dixie Ford up into P number 9 now. A lot of good racing. Everybody hanging on to their machines here tonight. 45 of Tim Williams trying to go up there and get a lap back the old hard way. He'll get around Dave Bragg, and Bragg is sitting in that 5th spot. So Williams is on the hunt. Driver out of Canada is currently sitting 1 lap down to the race leaders, back into the 24th position. He's also battling Philly Edwards and Bob Higgins. Has a couple more cars to go up there and pass. He's got Souza, Terriel, Murdoch, and Wells if he wants to unlap himself the old-fashioned, the hard way. As here comes now DJ Anderson. He'll pull to the inside. He got around Sean Butler. Now he'll go around Dave Bragg. They're bumped Bragg back to 6th now. They're bumped Bragg back to already like that into the 7th spot. Bragg, remember, is on a little bit different strategy. Those drivers all came down on 30. Looks like Bragg was down on lap number 29. There goes now Ethan Troutman. Here comes Chris Hammett. So with him being stuck to the outside, he is just not able to put the power down. Hammett was able to get around him. Now here comes the 86 Skelton. That'll put Bragg, who was just running in 5th about 2 laps ago, all the way back to the 10th position and continuing to fall. Tim Combs all over. He says ping on the back bumper of that car, and I'm guessing at this point he's just following along behind that ping Chevrolet. There you see Tim Combs. He's a golfer. Beautiful sight there. As he sees ping, maybe he needs a ping club. Halfway home here tonight. As it is still Jason Wells out front here. He has officially now opened up about a 2nd lead over Richard Murdoch, as Max Terriel is sitting currently at about a 2-second deficit. That has not really changed. It hasn't gone up, hasn't gone down. At the line, Max Terriel about a 1/10 of a second slower than your race leader of Jason Wells. Is that a little bit of the cat and mouse game? Wells continuing to run faster lap times than anybody else out there on the Speedway currently, as he'll come back around. He'll complete lap number 48 here, working now lap 49 out of 90 scheduled here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Race fans, as we have a little bit of a lull of the action, we got to remind you that the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, our sponsor here with Red Light Racing, is your family-owned and operated auto parts store located in Ayer, Massachusetts. You need anything from struts to brakes to windshield wipers, the Little Tree air fresheners, they have it. Cleaning supplies also, they have everything at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply that you need to keep your car looking good and running good. Stop in today at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Wells is the current race leader. As one driver coming to pit road here, it is car number 13. There's the Granny Hips Walkers and Cane Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Number 13 of Joshua Buckley. He has been into the outside wall. So he'll come to pit road here. About 40 laps to go, so this may be a scheduled stop, but not going to quite be able to make it the rest of the way on fuel from this point forward. More drivers now coming to pit road. Chris Hammett going to lead Minto. Combs, the other Minto. Williams, Bianchi to pit road. Now here comes the 30 of Bob Higgins. Jason Wells still your race leader. And it has been about 22 or so laps for a lot of these drivers since they have been to pit road. So it is time for them to come and get some fuel. Expect a lot of these drivers maybe over the next 7 to 8 laps, probably until we see your race leaders start to really come to pit road. And I'm doing the math in my head, and no, we can't make it if we stop right now here tonight. Everybody else is going to have to come down at least one more time. More drivers down pit road. Philly Edwards now coming down pit road. Max Terrell, Richard Murdoch all down pit road with their machines. So they continue to cycle through on these green flag pit cycles here for our second green flag stop of the evening. We got to say hi out there to everybody tuning in, wherever you're tuning in from here tonight. We hope you're enjoying tonight's show here from the Texas Motor Speedway with the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series for Red Light Racing. A couple drivers we see out there in chat not able to make the call here tonight. Blade Timmons is out there. He's got his buddy Racing Jason pulling him on, even though, well, Blade's not out there tonight, unfortunately. Zach Mitchell's out there. A lot of the Murdoch fan club is out there. Tim Combs saying happy birthday to me. Thank you, Tim. A lot of you guys blew my phone up all Sunday evening as I was trying to relax and maybe celebrate just a little bit. But we thank you for those birthday wishes that did come in all Sunday evening long. Another driver coming to pit road. There's that number 2. Michael Trevarthen will now make his stop here on lap number 54. So he'll hit his stall to be 4 tires and fuel for the gang. One of those drivers that's been sitting down there a very long time. Car number 61 of Dalton Williams, and he has not moved out of his pit stall here tonight. He was running inside the top 15. So it's still Wells out front right now as we're in the midst of that green flag pit cycle. Then it's Jeffrey Souza back there about a half straightaway, maybe a little bit more. Race lead for Wells. Souza back there running in second. Then it's DJ Anderson, Sean Butler, and Ethan Troutman. Remember, a lot of these cars right here did come down pit road and top off with fuel. One car diving to the pit entry there. I believe that's the 43, the Road Rage Accessories 43 of Joe Strano. He'll make his way to pit road. Pit road 50 miles an hour here tonight. Tim Combs coming down pit road. Now Kevin O'Brien will join him in the Hot Wheels entry. Of course, Kevin O'Brien was the first driver to actually blow my phone up on Sunday morning. It was, if I remember right, it was sitting right around 12 o'clock Eastern, midnight, and Kevin O'Brien from Australia blowing my phone up. So thanks, Kevin, for that one. I was trying to sleep. I need my beauty rest. This driver's still out there circulating. Those drivers that came down pit road last, still out there. Max Terrell didn't care. He knew he couldn't make it the rest of the way, so he wasn't going to stretch it. And he is currently sitting in 12th. He did take on 4 fresh tires and a full tank of Sunoco race fuel. Race leader coming to pit road. Here comes the 64. Wells says this is as far as he can stretch it. So he'll now pit from the race lead on lap number 58. So that'll put Jeffrey Souza at the point. He did lead last time by at the stripe. There you see Max Terrett out in front of him. So Terrett will go back onto the race lead lap. DJ Anderson being scored in second, then Sean Butler's right there. So Souza, Anderson, Butler, your top drivers here. And they all continue to stay out. And it's Ethan Troutman who's getting passed up by that. Oh, hold on to her there. That was the number 6. Chris Hammond, he had the fresher tires, and he was on a mission. Just took a little bit of that grass down there. Sean Butler looking to try and pick up one spot here before he has to come to pit road. Tony Strano now hitting pit road out of the 8th position. Here comes the race leader. Souza will come to pit road. He'll slow it up 50 miles an hour. Pit road limit here tonight. Don't want to get popped on pit road. Pull into his stall. He'll come to the rest. It'll be 4 tires and fuel for the driver of car number 4. His hope here tonight is to get himself locked into the next round to race for a championship. Last season, he was one of those drivers that were able to point their way into the championship 4 and came up just a handful of spots shy of taking home a trophy as the underdog in the series. Don't tell him he's the underdog. He does not feel like he is an underdog here. Last couple of seasons, the stats on car number 4 have gotten better and better as he's got to race with some of the best racers on the iRacing.com platform, and it definitely shows in the stat category, picking up the most top 10s last season that he's ever picked up, and actually top 5s in competition. Race leaders coming to pit road. There's the 86. Skelton is down on pit road now. Here comes Butler. Butler and Anderson will come down with exactly 30 laps to go here tonight. Maybe they can stretch it the rest of the way on fuel. Maybe they feel like they have saved enough fuel at this point that they come to pit road here and they can continue to save when they go back out there onto the racetrack. So that should turn things over to Brandon Feeney, and actually Feeney's going to come to pit road also. So new race leader, car number 01. Richard Murdoch is the race leader, but boy does he have the 42 all over. So Murdoch, do not check your mirror because you got company, and he comes from Ontario, or from Montreal, Canada. For some odd reason, we always want to say every driver out of Canada comes from Ontario, but that is not true. There you see the Ontario, Canada driver, car number 38, coming out of pit road. That's Brandon Feeney. Currently, Feeney is actually looking for real-world sponsors for his late model. He says his goal is to race as many races as he can in varying types of racing. He wants to actually get behind the wheels, and you can probably thank myself for this one. Those big block modifieds that you see, well, they run 358s up there in Canada, and he says one day he would actually like to get behind the wheel of one of those things. He said they are wicked. The only difference is up there in Canada, I've noticed they actually take what we call here in the Northeast our Northeast Dirt modifieds. They run them on road asphalt street course road courses up in Canada, which we always say the Canadians are just a wee bit strange, and well, they're certainly going to send it. Currently Feeney back into the 19th spot with that Liquid Molly entry. He's started at 19th, continued to run 19th. He did lead a lap here tonight. Passed for the race lead, though, didn't really take that long. That was the 42 of Max Terrell. He just got around the 01 of Murdoch, so now put Terrell out front. Murdoch holding into that second spot. Chris Hammett is sitting in third, but that is about, 5 seconds back there. You see that Winn-Dixie number 6. And then you got to go about a second and a half back down the road till you find the 64 of Wells, who's currently running in 10th, and Michael sitting in 4th, up 10 spots. And then it's going to be Michael Trevarthen back there running in 5th. Brandon Minto is currently running in 6th. Travis Minto is running in 7th. So the Minto brothers are running 6th and 7th currently. Joe Strano is running in 8th. He's well ahead of his brother of Tony. I mean, just got to point it out. Then it's Sean Butler and DJ Anderson. But Anderson just got to get around Brian Bianchi, who is running inside the top 10 here late in this race with just 24 laps to go. What a drive it is for car number 14 of Brian Bianchi. Not mainly known for his big oval racing. You can catch him on Thursday nights in the Tour Modified Series here with Red Light Racing. Picking up a really good race the other week. I believe that was at New Hampshire. James Skelton with fresher tires will peek down to the inside here on Bianchi. They are about 10 laps difference on tires. So you're not going to see the 14 put up too much of a fight, just a little bit of a fight, and then he'll tuck down onto the bottom side of the speedway and see if he can just get the inside lane rolling again. Our battle's back here farther into the field. There's the 62 of Troutman on Souza. Then you got Feeney back here. He's locked in a heated battle. That's Dave Bragg in the Jiffy Lube entry. I wonder if Feeney got his oil changed since the last time I talked to him. Wells and Hammett, though, inside the top 5 going at it. Wells now in 3rd. Hammett back there in 4th. They're duking it out. Chevrolet and Ford action. 22 laps to go here in Texas. So Wells has the spot. He'll run away and hide into the sunset. He goes now. Pit Road Police did nab Tim Williams for speeding on pit road last time by. Came down on lap number 50, and he got popped by the Pit Road Police. Souza, one of those last drivers to come to pit road on lap number 59, is trying to make his way back through the field here. He is currently sitting in the 13th spot, so Souza has a lot of work to do, which is 21 laps remaining on the board here tonight. Murdoch coming to pit road with 20 laps to go. Scheduled stop here for Murdoch. Had to make one more stop. Why not make it right here with 20 laps to go? So Murdoch coming to pit road. Chris Hammett in the Winn-Dixie Ford. He'll come to pit road. And remember, some of these drivers weren't on pit road all that long ago. But they're going to come down here. Is it going to be 4 tires and fuel? I don't see. Now the right side tires going on the 6 machine here for Hammett. Will the left sides go on, though? Left sides will go on. It'll be a 4-tire stop for the driver of car number 6. It'll be a 4-tire stop also for Richard Murdoch. And Murdoch spending some extra time down there in his pit stall. Almost a 15-second stop there for the driver of 01. Both Mintos now coming to pit road, locked together. And also the 30 of Bob Higgins coming to pit road. Here comes Tim Combs. He'll bring his Busch Beer entry to pit road. Max Terrell is your race leader with 19 laps to go. Has about a 4-second race lead currently, and he'll actually now head to pit road. We'll see what kind of stop it's going to be for car number 42. There's the driver that we suspect here tonight may have enough fuel to go the rest of the way. Looking at it, last time by, he's about what Jason Wells was running, a 31:46, and I think I just heard it, the old Piper. Lifting down in the corner. We'll see if we can get that camera. We do have an onboard camera with the 88. Listen to Butler. Off the throttle, about half throttle, maybe right there, just trying to get it to roll around the corner. Let's listen to him in turn 1. There it is. Clutched it all the way. He's trying to save as much as he can. Gingerly back onto the throttle so it does not spin the tires. Sean Butler sitting about 5.5 seconds almost back off Jason Wells. Wells is well out ahead. Then 2 seconds back from Butler, you find DJ Anderson. And 4, almost 5 seconds back, actually, till you find James Skellen, who is running way back there. There he is, into that 4th position. Troutman still running in 5th currently. That's your top 5 running here with just 16 laps to go here in Texas. Win and you're in. Everybody else going to have to rely on points here tonight. Skelton is locked in. He does not have to worry about wherever he finishes here tonight, he finishes. Remember, the cars to watch here tonight: Max Terriot, Michael Trewarth, and DJ Anderson, Jeffrey Souza, Jason Wells, and Sean Butler. Wells and Butler, pretty much their only hope to advance into the next round is to win and advance. Second place here tonight may not do it. We do know Zach Mitchell who was 12 points up. Well, he had internet issues. He's not here tonight, so he will be eliminated. That will move everybody else up one spot, but is that enough to rely on a second place finish here tonight? Max Terriot just set the fastest lap time of the evening. Fastest lap time comes with 14 laps to go. Max is on it. He's got to go. He's got 4 fresh Goodyear Racing Eagles. The drivers coming to pit road. Tony Shreno and Rob Higgins, both on pit road. Max Terriot set a fast time last time. This time slowed down about 2/10, but he came up on the race leader there of Wells. Wells will swing to the outside, wants nothing to do with it. So Max back onto the lead lap now, so if a caution were to come out, he could stay on the same strategy as Jason Wells and Sean Butler along with DJ Anderson. Right now, Wells, Butler, and Anderson are running 1, 2, and 3. Nobody, neither of those drivers, none of the top 5 are within about a second and a half of each other at all. Everybody pretty much spread through the field here, as here's a battle for the 10th position. Here comes Kevin O'Brien, the Aussie. He's trying to make that move around the 0-1 of Richard Murdoch. Murdoch came down on lap number 7 here, so with 20 laps to go, Murdoch came to pit road. He has those fresher tires. And look at him just drive away from your race leader here of Wells. This camera's going to be able to show you a good one off turn number 4. That 0-1, that Adventure in Pixel 0-1 just digging here. That Chevrolet horsepower up underneath the hood. Taking pictures of everybody as he goes by. Just look at it. Look at that green car. It's going to disappear. Kevin O'Brien to pit road now along with Joshua Buckley. We told you not everybody was going to be able to make it on fuel the rest of the way. A double high five will go up from the flagman this time. He'll lean over, wave 2 high fives at him. But 10 laps to go on the board. 10 to go. It's Wells, it's Butler, it's Anderson. Still running 1, 2, and 3. Skelton back there running into the 4 spot. Then it's Ethan Troutman. There you see the 6 of Chris Hammett. Hammett going to unlap himself. He went a lap down because he had to come to pit road back on lap number 70 also. So now he goes back on the lead lap. He is running currently into the 11th spot. Trevarthen would be the next car, but he is well behind your race leader of Wells. We'll see if he does and is able to close in. Max Terriot getting around Brandon Feeney. That'll be the spot for Max going into the 7th spot. Brandon Feeney back there running into the 8th position currently. That's how they run here, as Feeney trying to take the long way around, keep the momentum built up in that Liquid Moly K1 graphics entry. So Brandon Feeney running the extreme outside line there. I don't know if he's been watching too many Kyle Larson videos or what. Trying to psych himself up for some dirt racing. Battle inside the top 5. Souza has it. Troutman wants it. Souza down to the bottom side. He'll pick up his 15th position here. Both drivers on the same sequence here. 60 laps, or lap 60 for Ethan Troutman. Lap 59 if you're Jeffrey Souza. So those two drivers staying together with 8 laps to go. How much fuel does everybody have left? That's what you got to wonder. Sean Butler was saving from the time he went out there on this green flag run. Remember, at one point he was almost 5 seconds behind your race leader of Wells. Now Wells has started to back the pace down. Last time by it was a 31.88 second lap for Jason Wells, your race leader. It was a 31.67, so 0.2 of a second faster. You can see Sean Butler closing. There he is, the white car. Look out in front of Butler. There you see it. That is the Jason Wells, number 64. Wells to pit road. Wells can't make it. He'll stop now. So Wells will come to pit road, and he'll have to wait to see how the points are going to shake out. 6 laps to go here tonight. Sean Butler taking over as the race leader as he comes by the back straightaway. 5.5 more times around. 2.7, 2.8 is the gap back this time by just the single. Hand in the air, 5 to go around this 1.5-mile Speedway in Texas. They say everything's bigger in Texas. Is the gas tank inside the 88 any bigger? Let's hear Butler into 3. Kept her full song and dance into turns 3. Here working the throttle though in between 3 and 4. It'll be flat to the floor down the front straightaway. Into ones where he's been clutching it. And he's still clutching it. Clutch down into turn number 1. That car is off. It's now back on refired. 64 of Wells, he knows he's just got to go for the gusto at this point. Needs to at least get back onto the lead lap in case something were to happen here in the late going. When Wells came to pit road, it was just 6.5 seconds of fuel for that 64 of Wells. We'll see where that all plays out through 3 to go. This time by at the line, and it's a 3.2 second gap to the second place runner of DJ Anderson. James Skelton has inherited the 3rd position by Wells coming to pit road. Souza sitting there in P number 4. He needs that spot there from Skelton. He needs to go get it. Does he have enough fuel, though? These two drivers pitted a lap apart from each other as they work down into 3. Your race leader will work out of turn number 4. He will see the old popsicle sticks getting wound up. It'll be just 2 more times around here tonight. 3 miles of racing there for the driver of the 88 of Sean Butler. Souza not able to do it. He'll come to pit road with just 2 laps to go. So as he comes to pit road with 2 laps to go, Joe Strano and Michael Trevarthen really racing each other hard for this 10th position. They're all going to move up 1 spot, though. They don't know that the number 4 of Souza came to pit road. And out of turn number 4, he comes to pick up the white flag just 1.5 miles away from advancing. It's the final trip around the Speedway brought to us by the checkered flag. All display 1 lap to go. The white flag is out. Cue the band. They're starting to test out their instruments here tonight. Butler down the back straightaway for the final time into turns 3 and 4. He may be the all-time winningest driver in red light history, and he will now officially race for a championship next week at Martinsville. Butler comes across the line as the race winner. Where is the second place machine? There's DJ Anderson. James Skelton now coming across. It'll be Ethan Troutman, Max Terriot, Richard Murdoch, Chris Hammett. Joe Strano is battling to see if he can hold that 8th spot from Brandon Feeney. Strano gonna really drive it off in the corner. Feeney's trying his hardest down in 3 and 4 here, but little Joe Strano will keep on digging. He'll come across the line, so it'll be Strano, then Feeney, and a little contact there with Michael Trevarthen. Trevarthen will hold on to the 10th position. Dave Bragg, Jason Wells, Travis Minto all coming across the line. Also unofficial timing and scoring there. But your winner here tonight at Texas, the 88 of Sean Butler, going to victory lane, and he'll lock himself into the next round of the playoffs. Him and the 86 of James Skelton are officially locked into the next round. We're going to tally them all up here tonight at Texas. We'll be back with your top 3 interviews and to hopefully let you know who will race at Martinsville.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
And welcome back here to the Texas Motor Speedway race fans. 90 laps here tonight for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing, officially in the books. Tonight started with 8 drivers. It is down to 4. And those 4 drivers, man, I do this every time, race fans. You know I'm not going to tell you. Let's start things off with our interviews here tonight. Inverted. Here, let's talk to the driver of car number 86. Finishes in the 3rd position here tonight. Ladies, he's hungry like a wolf. He's over here crying that he needs a Crunch Wrap Supreme. So how about it, Skelton? Tell us your strategy here tonight at Texas, because you knew you were locked in coming. You didn't need to win this one.
Yeah, I mean, so I was not going to do the fuel mileage strategy. DJ and Sean, if it went green to the end, that was going to be their strategy. But I had really good long run pace, and it was really good on 2 tires. So I pitted. I think I definitely pitted before everybody on lap 21 because I wanted 2 tires on the longest. I was going to do 2 tires, 4 tires, and 2 tires, and then just the way it worked out, I never took left side tires, and I think that's the first.
That's the first I've heard of no driver, unless we were at Talladega or Daytona, not putting on tires. How did that play out here tonight versus those top 2?
Yeah, I mean, they're just so much better at saving fuel than I am, and I got a little issue with my clutch with the pedals where I don't get a good reading every time, so I think that really hurts me because you can really save fuel here going into turn 1 just because it's so much off throttle time, and it was goofing me up. So it's good for Sean and DJ. Both of them had to really win to get in, so it's glad that Sean got the W so he can make it in the next round.
Well, you just said that he gets into the next round to race you, and 2 other drivers will join you. We'll talk about that then, but what are your chances now? Martinsville, it's a paper clip, it's got concrete, it's got asphalt, and it's got to be the tightest track we go to all year.
Yeah, I really like Martinsville, but out of all the shorter tracks we go to, it's probably my worst one. So I got to get the seat time in and just be patient, and hopefully we can get some really good green flag laps in. You never know, it might come down to strategy, when to pit, when not to pit, just to get that track position if we do have those cautions. So I'm excited, but if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I rebounded and had a pretty good year.
Well, another solid season so far here, looking to pick up another championship next week. Tonight, third place for you, though, James, who made this all possible back home.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely the teammates. We put some practice in, not this week, but the week before. So definitely Sean and DJ, you, Roger, for putting the broadcast on as always. I'll definitely want to check it out this evening. All the drivers, great race, only one caution. All the fans that support us every week, and all the sponsors, we definitely couldn't do without them. And I think that's it.
He picked up the win last week at Phoenix and locked himself in and did not have to worry here tonight at Texas, so a third-place finish for James Skelton. He will make it in, and the driver that finishes second here tonight, DJ, I hate to be the bearer of bad news for you in your second-place finish here tonight. You will not make the Final Four here tonight. It looks like about, call it 6 to 7 points that you will miss it out. What was the strategy coming into the night? Did you know you pretty much had to win this one?
Yeah, I knew Phoenix was going to be the death of me, and it kind of sucks. I don't deserve to be in the Final Four with that showing at Phoenix. Spun it on the opening lap and then spun again at the end of the race. If I had finished the end of the race without that spin, I probably would be in. But I knew I was going to have to win, and I knew Sean was going to have to win, and I gave him the strategy, and we kind of talked about it, and I said, I can make 30 laps easy here. It's no problem. We can do it. It should be fast enough at the end, especially with the two-tire strategy. And even with that caution, it still worked out. And, feeling mixed emotions right now. It's nice to have a 1-2-3 finish for Need for Speed, but, to miss out on the running for another championship kind of sucks.
It's got to suck here tonight, but, this Need for Speed organization really comes and unloads a lot of fast cars. What's now going to be the game plan, knowing that you're not in the Final Four, but you have two teammates that will race for a championship?
Well, it's business as usual for me, I guess. I'm just not racing for the championship. Being the crew chief and the strategy decider for our team is usually my job, and I can go in and get one of these guys a championship, and I'm going to do my part racing, and if something happens, I'm gonna do my job spotting and being a good crew chief to both of them, and hopefully we can just get a championship for Need for Speed next week.
Well, you go get that headset warmed up, that crew chief hat here for next week, but before we get there, there's some people that make this all possible in the garage.
Oh, my teammates, Sean and James, we work really hard on what we do week in and week out, and we kind of gel together pretty good, and the outcome has shown that we can do what we can, and I appreciate going back and watching these and what you do with the broadcast, and red light, it's nice to just have one caution. I really thought we'd have a couple, but these guys are good racers at the end of the day, and it's fun racing with these guys.
There you hear it. DJ Anderson gonna miss the championship four, but he'll put the crew chief hat on. He'll be pulling for his two teammates. One picked up the W here tonight. He had to pick up a W to put himself in to the Final Four. And how about it, Sean? Talk us through the strategy, because you picking up the win here tonight, you are in to the Final Four.
Yeah, what a relief. I had some problems at Phoenix. I'm not sure what was up with the computer and my connection, and that's what caused my wreck there. I knew I had to win it, and I did a bunch of testing with James and DJ, and DJ was definitely better at saving than I was. So I had to kind of adjust my line a little bit, and I was going to save, and it really helped. And coming in and topping off on that after that at the end of that caution, and that really helped too. And man, it is just an awesome night. Just had to win. Got to win, and actually get to race for a championship. It's been a while since I've done this.
Well, you pick up another win here tonight. Talk us through how hard it is, though, to save fuel here with these machines, where they really like to keep the momentum built up. We noticed down in turn number 1, you're clutching that one real early down into 1, but not into turn 3 very often.
Yeah, you're off the throttle so much into 1. But it's so hard to hit your line right, because you don't really have to use the brake to get in there until like the last second at the apex, just because when you're just off the throttle and it's using the gearing to get in there, it actually helps it turn. So kind of gotta grab that brake just a quick second, and then pop your clutch off, and it helps that car turn to come off the corner. It's a little hard to do, but I knew I couldn't keep up with Max because James told me Max was faster than he was, and I couldn't keep up with James. Nothing I could do to keep up with James on a 22 laps run. So I knew I was going to have to play this strategy from the get-go.
Well, you played it right here tonight, and you pick up the win. It's exactly what you needed to do to lock yourself in. Congratulations on that. You try to pick up another championship next week. Martinsville, walk us through it. We know you're good at these 1.5 miles. You're great at the 2-mile tracks. How about that little 1/2 mile track down there at Martinsville?
I enjoy Martinsville as long as I can be towards the front, and you avoid all the carnage, because I just think it's going to be a little bit caution-y early. So it's going to be that strategy, like, when do you pit, because depending how the caution's falling in, when you pit, you can get back behind there and you could get in trouble. So it'll be interesting. I think you'll see varying strategies amongst the top 4 guys racing for the championship. If there's a bunch of cautions early on when to pit and when not to pit. And then I like the track. I feel like I have good enough speed there. We'll have to see how I stand up against all the other guys, and just go for it and see what happens.
Well, a great run here tonight, Sean, as you pick up another win in the column. Who makes this all possible to get these W's?
My teammates said it best. We work great together. We strategize. We test. They make all this possible to come out here and run as good as we do week in and week out. And of course, all the admins and everything at Need for Speed has put this on so we can come out here and have fun, race a bunch of all the same guys all the time. It's great to have a bunch of people here week in, week out, every season, and just keep coming back, and racing just gets better and better. And thanks to you up there in the booth and all the fans out there watching. Look forward to next week.
There you hear it. Sean Butler does the 2-step here tonight at Texas. He'll pick up the W, and he'll lock himself in to the next round of the playoffs. Congratulations to Sean and the whole crew. The question is, we know James Skelton picked up the W last week, and we know that Sean Butler picked up the W here tonight. The question is, who are the other 2 drivers that will race next week at Martinsville for the chance to pick up the title this season? Well, those other 2 drivers, Michael Trevarthen will be the final driver to make it in here tonight on points. Along with him, it will be car number 42 of Max Terrill. He will lock himself in with a strong run here, having to gain a lot of spots at the end of this one on his strategy tonight at Texas, but it will pay out. So it'll be James Skelton, Max Terrill, Sean Butler, and Michael Trevarthen seated 1 through 4 next week when we do hit the Martinsville Speedway. That's going to do it here from Texas. The question being, who will be the champion? Well, there's only one way to find out. Next Monday night, right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, when the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series for Red Light Racing hits the track for championship night, season number 13. Coming to the end of it, or season number 12. I already have the schedule here sitting. That's why I'm calling it season 13, which we'll tell you about that over the next week. But tune in next Monday night to find out who will pick up season number 12's championship here with Red Light Racing. My name is Roger Muth with the Turn 3 Racing Network. We hope you enjoyed tonight's show from Texas, and we can't wait to see you back on Monday. So everybody stay safe, and we'll see you in Turn 3.